When we arrived in Brazil, it was exactly in 1950. I was 5 years old, so now I'm 79. I live here for 74 years already, and I love Brazil, and I love mainly Rio. I'm fond of Rio. I traveled a lot around the world. My mother language is Hungarian. I speak German. I speak, obviously, Portuguese, which is almost my second mother language. English, French. I'm able to find myself in the world.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm the TMax. I make videos about language, culture, and travel. Now I am in the beautiful city of Natal in Rio Grande do Norte in the northeast of Brazil. And one of the things I love about staying in hostels is that you get to meet interesting and fascinating people with stories that you just could never imagine. And I've had such luck here in this hostel. I've met this lovely young lady.
My name is Eva. I am Austrian but live in Brazil for over 70 years. I had the luck to meet Tim.
We were chatting already and you told me the story about how your parents came from Europe. I thought that was an interesting story.
Yeah, my parents were Hungarian and they left Hungary during the Second World War. They went to Austria and I was born there. They left Hungary as political refugees. After my birth, we went to Germany and lived in Germany for 5 years. And at the end of the 5 years, we came to Brazil. We came by ship. We ended up in Rio. We lived there for many years. I grew up in Rio.
What was life like in school for you, like being an immigrant?
When you are a child, you learn fast foreign languages. For my parents, it was quite difficult, mainly for my father. And my father, he was a medical doctor. First, he had to learn how to speak Portuguese in order to revalidate his diploma. That took a long time because my father wasn't exactly an expert in languages. He managed to be able to work in Brazil. My mother, she was fantastic because she spoke many languages. She was an intellectual. She loved to read, and this helped us very much. I mean, us, myself and my brother. He was 3 years older than me. When we went to school, we had at that time in the curriculum French, English, Spanish, and my mother, she helped us a lot. Public school was a very good level, on the contrary what's going on now here, unfortunately. But it was a privilege to go to public school instead of going to private schools.
Wow.
You had to make an examination. If you failed, you simply didn't enter.
How about university for you? How was
Yeah, at the university, also public, a very good level, and I studied biomedicine. I had the chance to study in an excellent university, the State University of Rio, Universidade Estadual do Rio de Janeiro. It was and still is an excellent university. In whole Latin America, it was the first university to offer this course.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, really, yeah. So I was
you're a pioneer.
very lucky. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I'm very proud of this. Later, I went to the States. I made a specialization at UCLA in genetics, in tissue culture.
Have languages helped you in your travels to have better experiences?
Languages helped me a lot, obviously, in terms of communication. First, I was a teacher in the field of genetics at the University of Brasília, which is also a public university. After some time, I left the university and I started to work for the Brazilian government in the field of Science and Technology. Due to my knowledge of languages, this helped me a lot also.
On this channel a few months ago, I made a video about visiting Brasília, and I was just fascinated that it's such a new city. It's a brand new capital built in the 60s. And then I started chatting with you, and you said you were there when it was inaugurated. What was that like? What was the experience like?
A little bit later than the inauguration. People unfortunately compare always Brasilia because to the bad side, to the ugly side, because the government, it's the capital of the country, and the Congress is there, and things ain't that nice, that colored. Yeah, Brasilia is an amazingly fantastic city. It's very, very beautiful, and because it's a planned city, so it's very organized, and it's very interesting. And those who were born there, as I have, and my older daughter, she was born there. She's over 50 years now. She loved Brasilia. When we arrived there, it was astonishing because the architecture, the guy who planned all of that was a guy named Oscar Niemeyer, who is well known worldwide. The first time when I went to Brasilia, I had the impression that I arrived in another planet. It's a different city from the traditional cities, but it's very pleasant to live in Brasilia. Things are always happening. Every day there is something going on. It's an amazing city.
Before we were talking, and you mentioned that now you are a nomad. And so I think this is why we get along so well. We're just kind of like two peas in the same pot. I'm also a nomad and minimalist and all of that. How did you become a nomad? How did you become a minimalist?
When I was a teenager, I loved camping and going here and there. After I got married, I settled down, but I always had in my blood this tendency. I would like to have wings. Right. I would adore to have wings, to fly all over the world. I don't have my own country. I don't have roots. I didn't have time, or I didn't want to find time to really get stuck in one place. I love to drive all over the country and meet people and talk to people, and things which, if you are a housewife, you can't do these things, I really enjoy very much. I don't have a home. I know who am I, and now with this age, I'm really not interested in creating roots anywhere. I have grandchildren, and they have their own children already. I love my family, but, well, I got divorced a couple of years ago, and so I just put my feet on the road, and I am still on the road.
Nice. So then in your travels, let's talk about just Brazil. Where would you say is one of the most interesting places that you've traveled to?
Brazil is very interesting because it's a continental-sized country, so you have different accents, you have different cultures, and good food, I can assure you. But I tell you something, Rio is great. Not only Rio de Janeiro, the capital of the state of Rio, but the entire state is very interesting because it's also diversified. You have many cultures in the state of Rio de Janeiro. I always go back to Rio because that's where I really like, and I love samba, dancing. I enjoy it very much. In the state of Espírito Santo, you have very interesting things also there because you have the mountains, they had coffee, yes. Lovely beaches, Praia da Areia, Preta, which has a very interesting story because during the Second World War, the Americans were here. They knew the value of this black sand. If you have rheumatism problems, health problems, you just lay there and you get cured. The Brazilians at that time didn't exactly know what was going on, and the Americans, they just put thousands of ships with this sand and took it away from Brazil. Manaus is the capital of Amazonas, where you have the rainforest. And that's also a very lovely city. Belém, Pará, there is a mixture of jungle with history, with the king of Portugal. You have a lot of mixtures with the Indians. There are still a couple of tribes that live there. They are the guardian angels of the rainforest. Handcraft is fantastic. In Northeast, it's very peculiar, it's lovely, it's beautiful. In the state of Minas Gerais, they have a very rich food. They have saints and they make sculptures in wood of saints, and very precious, and you have very interesting things, and many churches, they have statues of saints, which that's worthwhile to visit and to see, because that's really very rich and very beautiful and ancient that goes till the discovery of Brazil. Every state has its own cheese. Here, for instance, in this state of Rio Grande do Norte, you have very specific cheeses. Goat cheese, it's fantastic, and you have a lot here.
So is there anywhere in Brazil that you have not been?
I've never been to Roraima. Goiás, there is a place where you have hot water, you have pools, which is all very pleasant and lovely and very nice, yes. Piauí and Maranhão, lençóis piauienses and lençóis maranhenses. It's beautiful with sand, and it's very, very beautiful. I'm saying it's fantastic, it's beautiful, but in fact, I've never been there.
Yeah, I didn't know there were two. I've only heard of lençóis maranhenses.
Maranhenses, but you have piauienses as well. Yeah, but they are really very, very lovely and beautiful. Nature is fantastic. In Brazil, really. Brazilians are very lucky in having such a beautiful country.
Where is maybe one of the most beautiful places that you've traveled to, or one of the places that you've liked most outside of Brazil?
Besides the United States, I also went to Canada, in Quebec, very lovely and very interesting. They have a second language which they call Quebecois. You understand when you speak French, but it's not French, it's a mixture, you know. That's a country where I would like to go back and really visit it slowly. Budapest is the capital of Hungary. It's beautiful, it's really beautiful. Austria is a very beautiful country. They have a marvelous landscape. I loved it. It's Australia. I've never been there. I would adore to go there.
Okay, we're back. It started to rain here. Something that's typical in the Northeast in summer is just random rain showers, and then it'll be done in 10 minutes or so. It's phenomenal that your coherency is so good. And just looking at you, you're walking around, you're healthy, and I'm just curious if you have any secrets to share with us about how to age gracefully and maintain your intelligence.
I always read a lot, and I still read. I love reading. Usually I read about the countries before I get there. You have to have education, and traveling is the way you get really knowledge. Traveling is culture. When you know how to explore this. If you just go to buy, foreigners, they go there, oh, I loved Paris, I went to the Lafayette, and they just forget that you have museum one after the other. You can go to stores, of course you can go, but the amount of museums you have, it's fantastic, because we learn every day. You are never finished. I also believe personally that there is life after death. At least until you die, you are learning, you are constantly learning. I think the best thing in life is traveling. Even inside your own city, you find out every day something new. I would like to give the final advice, mainly for young people. The first chance you have to travel, you go. You need money, you need this and that. That's true. But there are so many ways that you can get to the places. Knowing other cultures, knowing other people enriches you. It really does. You are offering your knowledge, your culture, and you receive as well.
Well, I would like to say on behalf of myself, and I'm sure on behalf of my audience, that your English is phenomenal. And thank you so much for your time, your stories, your wisdom. Like you said, traveling is a great way to connect and get a part of culture, and this is what I'm doing, and you are helping me fulfill the thing that you're giving us all advice to do. So
you are having the opportunity that very few people have. You have a fantastic personality. It was a great pleasure meeting you, knowing you, and I wish you the best and a success, a very great success, because your work is really very beautiful and very enriching, and I adore it.
oh, thank you so much.
We are twin souls, and I like to talk with people, and so. But with you, it was very special. It was really special.
I really appreciate that.
Don't cry, baby.
Yeah,
Don't cry. No. Don't do that. You know, I'm really very grateful